All right, so today I've got terminal chat set up here inside of Windows Terminal. Want to run through this quickly, just how to use this. Took me a bit of time to get this set up because I had to set things up in Azure to use my own OpenAI endpoint or service. I'm actually going to create a separate video about that, so keep an eye out for that. For now, I'm at the point in time when I already have that endpoint up and running as if I were just talking to something like OpenAI's API. So from now on, I just want to show you how you can actually use terminal chat. Here is terminal chat. One thing I mentioned, Control Command, open up settings, terminal chat experimental tab here. And I already provided the endpoint and the API key, just 2 text fields to provide. Once I've done that then, now when I come up here to the little drop down, come to terminal chat, I can ask it a question like list big files. And I get back a response here. If I want to run part of this response that's recognized as a command here, I could just click on this. It'll put it into the terminal. I could then modify it if I want, or I could just run it right away. That doesn't work, so let's clear that and then come back to terminal chat. I can clear the screen here if I'd like. And one thing that might be helpful actually, in the drop down here, you can see terminal chat. It doesn't have a key bound to it. Of course, you can also get to it from the command palette, so that might work better for some people to toggle it open. I would suggest setting up a key binding for this. Let's come down to actions, add a new action. So go ahead and add toggle terminal chat, Control-Shift-B. Make sure to check the box here. Go ahead and save the settings. Close that tab, Control-Shift-B, and there you go. Pops it open. You can ask a question like, get Windows current power mode. See if we can answer that with a mistake in with a typo in it too. Hey, this actually looks pretty close to valid. Don't know why we got the /n/n in front and after, other than maybe it was trying to denote the command being on a new line. See if that works. Hey, it works. Let's do Control-Shift-B and see if it can change their profile. Is it possible to list all available profiles? And it should have context because it passes the most recent messages, not just the current one. Oh, I think it went off the rail there. I'm not talking about Windows Terminal. Let's do this. Let's clear the chat here and let's do this. Change Windows power profile to high performance. See if it gets this right. Okay, looks pretty good. I don't know why we got the /n/n. You just go ahead and click on that though. They need to modify their prompt. And we'll get the active scheme. And there you go. You can see it's different now. It's AC5, whereas before it was 381. So I think this works great. The only gripe I have is I prefer my approach to doing this. It's far superior. And that is just show active power profile. Control-B is a different shortcut I set up. Does the same thing essentially with the same API, except it goes out to OpenAI. All right, let's do that. And there you go. You can see all the schemes that are available. So I prefer this inline approach where I can just have it replace the command line directly. And I think they need to rip off my prompt because I don't have a problem getting those /n/ns in front and at the end of the response. So yeah, the one nice thing about their approach with the little panel here is you get a history of messages. You can continue that conversation just like you're sitting out on the ChatGPT site and having a threaded conversation with ChatGPT. Get the same thing here with regards to the terminal. And it seems to be working well enough anyways, especially if they could learn how to strip out some of these new lines.